Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nexus Commentaries. I am your host tonight, Majesty, and joining me is none other than the one and only Tuna Breath.
Hello, hello. Thank you, Madge, for
Uh,
the lovely introduction.
oh, no problem. Tonight we have for you Division C West, Randy Newman versus Can't Counterpick Stupid. Now, Randy's, as the home team, called the coin, and they called it correctly. When they opted to have first map pick, which usually means they have a strategy to that map that they ended up picking. So Can't Counterpick Stupid will have first hero pick of game 1. Randy's banned out BOE and Dragonshire, and Can't Counterpick Stupid banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Braxis. So it looks like we're going to end up on a lot of larger maps this series, and we're going to end up on game 1 on Infernal Shrines.
Cool. Let's do this.
What do you think about Infernal Shrines?
I love this map. This map is a classic. It's like the perfect balance of team fighting and then macro, and you can use a lot of different strategies and comps on this map. So this is a great map. It's kind of the staple of competitive, I would say.
Zexter is asking where the Raby facts you didn't approve to have Cokecaster face cams here.
Oh!
I'm actually in the other boat. I actually don't like Infernal Shrines. I think it's too balanced of a map, and I don't appreciate that because you can't meme as much on it. There's a little bit of fluctuation you can do, but the main strategy is you win the shrine, you push with the objective. Like, it's not a whole lot above and beyond that, in my opinion, on this map. I think it's very standard. I think it forces every team to play it almost exact same way. And in that case, I find it boring, so I actually try to encourage my team to always ban it.
There's room for memeing. There's always room for memeing.
Like the fact that Diva Bomb gives you 10 shrine minions every time, guaranteed. So then you only have to get 30 and then Diva Bomb the objective and walk away, because cool guys don't look at explosions. I've been on a team, we ran last season, we ran Cho'Gall and Ragnaros on this map. Just used Rag to solo defend the objective, and then also we'd split push during it, for the beginning at least, and just rush to the late game as fast as we could, because that's where Cho'Gall really starts to shine. Pardon my unintentional pun. So there are a couple fluctuations, but for the most part, in the end, you do have to kind of win that objective a little bit. So,
yeah.
What are your thoughts? We do have Tracer and Cassia available now. What are your thoughts on those heroes?
Ooh, personally, I don't think Cassia is all that hot right now. I think Tracer is pretty good. We might see some of that. I hope we see some of it. I would love to see that. She's good.
As we're gonna go ahead and head into draft 1 here, Randy Newman versus Counterpick Stupid. Are there any kind of like priority bans you're looking for out of anyone?
Ooh, you might see the Zool. Zool. I think Ragnaros is great here, but not enough people play that. Kael'thas, of course, because you just put the bomb on a minion and everyone explodes around it. I'd say Zool Kael'thas would be mine. Maybe Joe. Joe is always super strong.
Joe considered probably among the tanks S+. S probably overall in terms of tiering, but S+ in just a tank tier list. ETC generally considered the next tank after that. We're going to see the Abathur ban here out of Counterpick Stupid. Makes sense. Abathur's still very strong. Of course, the only character left with Mule, the strongest talent in the game. Is there a talent tier level besides 10 that you wouldn't take Mule on?
Oh, man.
Maybe like 20, I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
At that point, it's probably too late to get value.
Yeah. It's a great Abathur map, though.
It is.
You can get so much value during the objective.
As we also see Garrosh and Ana banned out. Do you feel like these are target bans against Randy Newman specifically? Or Do you feel like Abathur, Ana are just
Um,
considered generally good?
Ana's great. I think the Abathur is a target ban. Randy Newman's one of the few teams I see consistently play Abathur. There's the Zool ban,
You called
but
that
Ana's
one?
just strong. I did, thank you.
Yeah. Credit where credit's due.
Yes.
Alright, so first pick here, going over to King Counterpick Stupid. I'm expecting probably a Johanna first pick, unless they're going to go straight into the Tracer. But it's actually going to be a Sylvanas first pick. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, baby. I love that. That's
What,
so good.
what is it that makes Sylvanas strong?
Oh my god, you can just like push an entire fort like during that first objective and just ignore it. Great split push. It's a really strong pick.
As we see the Stukov and the Aura coming out as the counters there.
Spicy.
Stukov, very good for zoning. The Silence, of course, being one of the most obnoxious abilities in the game. Alarak, of course, also has Silence. So we have actually like Team Silence coming out of Randy Newman right now. Silence is one of the least countered CCs in the game, I'd say. Like, there's not really, outside of like a pure cleanse, there's not really a talent that specifically counters silences that much. And there's the Johanna picked up as well as Lucio. How you feeling about the team's draft so far after this first round?
I would have liked to see. I don't know. The Zool band's so great, but also giving them Joe and Sylv is, oof. That's a two strong picks. But then again, Alarak Stukov, it's pretty nasty as well.
Yeah, they're not weak picks, but maybe they could have saved like the Alarak for a little bit later, as we see the Jaina ban out here by Randy Newman. Of course, another option, of course, very good at that Shrine Clear. It does tend to hint that Randy Newman are looking for something for that Shrine Clear, but it's not necessarily a traditional mage.
Yeah, it's not Zool or Jaina.
That leaves the KT you talked about earlier. There's
yes.
also Gul'dan left, as you see the ETC ban out there, of course. What is it? Randy Newman, of course, is known for their somewhat untraditional drafts.
Unconventional, yeah.
But there's the Mal'Ganis, Kael'thas. Right now, I'd say it's actually pretty conventional. There's not really anything going on crazy right now.
Maybe this is try-hard Randy Newman's right now that we're seeing.
That would be an unexpected... Unexpected. Let's
Turn
just leave it at that.
I would take that as a compliment if I were CCS, you know?
As there's the Urel, and of course the
Tracer.
Tracer, which I kind of like, because at this point there's not really a whole lot of point-and-click stuns left for Randy Newman, unless they want to go into like an off-lane taunt variant, but that might make them lack a little bit of wave clear that they might be looking for. What other options could they pick up here? Because they also have to deal with the Urel coming in, and that's another beefy front line.
Like I said, I like Rag here, but no one hardly plays him, so I don't think we'll see that.
That would be upsetting. We're actually going to see the Deathwing. So this is very... So both teams have very beefy offlaners coming out. The Urel versus Deathwing. How do you feel about the Tracer Sylvanas into Deathwing? Do you think they have the damage there to necessarily burn through those health bars?
I don't know. Definitely caught me off guard, so... I don't think they have that damage, but Tracer does have that % bomb now, so we'll see if that could make a difference.
She's also good at dodging Deathwing's damage, and that might just give her the time she needs to deal with it. As we're going to head into Game 1 of Can't Counterpick Stupid versus Randy Newman, we have Randy Newman himself on Mal'Ganis, Nandy Renewman on Kael'thas, Randall Newman on Deathwing, Randy Newman on Stukov, and Randy Newman on playing the Alarak.
Alrighty, and for Can't Counterpick Stupid, we have Valkymer on Johanna, Silma on Tracer, Kelidorn on Lucio, Madathai on Sylvanas, and Osprey on Urel.
Chat has asked, is Tracer's level 13 still banned? And the answer is yes. She does have a ban talent at level 13. I can't remember which one. I think it's the quest one? The one that gives damage? Or is it the, it's one of the two blink ones, it's not the rewind talent.
I'm not sure. I'm looking at chat and I'm looking at all these lovely folks saying hello to us. Makes me
Yes.
so happy. Thanks, guys.
All right. So yeah, it's actually untouchable. Or maybe they were just responding to a question earlier. I'm not sure. All right. As we're finally loaded into game 1 here, what are you expecting from level 1 here on like Kael'thas, for instance?
Mana, the mana addict one, of course, right? Is
Yeah.
that standard?
Yeah,
I
and
mean, you
it's
can
pretty
go
standard.
convection if you're feeling spicy.
As the you can't, or you can see all chat. You just can't respond. As they're thanking us for the cast. They're saying
Aw.
Osprey saying happy anniversary to his mom and dad. So happy anniversary to his mom and dad.
Shout out, yeah.
As the teams are now approaching, it is actually going to be W build there out of Sylvanas. We are actually going to see the Tracer rounds at level 1 there. Stukov still, or Alaric hasn't picked his level 1 yet. And we're going to have the Spine Launcher out of Stukov, which is actually going to become a very good level 1 TPS.
Randai the Assassin.
And it's actually going to be Ruthless Momentum out of Alaric, which is pretty standard. We've seen that a lot. As the big sleep comes out of Mal'Ganis, there's half health on Tracer. She's actually getting low. And Lucio's getting down. There's the rewind coming out of Tracer now already. And Randy Newman looks very healthy, but it's the damage. And there's first blood going on to Tracer. And now Savas is getting low as well. And now it's time to reveal our special new feature. Let's watch.
Let's see.
Shoot. Alright, there it is. As we see it go out, and we can see Tracer die once again.
I can't see it, but I'll just imagine it in my head. It was so great.
Tuna Breath is the co-caster for those of you just now joining us in chat. We have the Urel versus Deathwing in the top lane. Both Foreman's kind of just doing the rotating back and forth right now. Nothing too crazy. Lucio's going for party mix, so he's just trying to hang out with his teammates. You have Sylvanas and Lucio picking up the camp now for Can't Counterpick Stupid. Rel kind of moving around a little bit, looking to maybe do some double soaking later on, but they haven't quite gotten the setup just yet, as Johanna and Tracer were already there. And Randy Newman already looking to get the bottom camp, just abandoning the mid soak for the time being. They're not really suffering for it.
They have vision of them mid though, so they did see that they have a little time to do that.
They did. So now Stukov there, already using his silence, could be an issue, but it's not going to be, as they're just going to go ahead and pick that camp up pretty much for free there on the side of Randy Newman. They are missing some mid-soak still, though, and that could come back later, as there's a sleep onto Lucio. There's the big silence there from Alaric on just 2, but no big follow-up yet. The bomb from Tracer going out into a full health KT and not going to be enough to kill him at all. Maybe later on, if he had like a leaving talent. There's another 2-man silence come out, and now Sylvanas who's in trouble. She's going to get a little bit of health into Lucio's going to be able to keep her alive at 250-ish health. Urel's now trying to double soak here. She's heading towards mid to clean that up, but Randy Newman's heading up as well, and this could be the issue for her.
Oh, she's pretty low.
She is, but she's going to dodge all the extra CC there out of Randy Newman and just be fine. Now, the teams are just kind of positioned, getting ready for the first objective. What do you expect them, how do you expect this first objective to play out?
I'm a big fan of taking advantage of getting that Sylve and pressing maybe bot lane. You could possibly get that whole fort, and you don't know what you'll get with objective, so. But it looks like they're going for the objective at this point.
If they do win it, it is almost likely a guaranteed as well with the Sylvanas. It might even be a little bit safer. It is going to be an Arcane Punisher coming out this time around as Deathwing is starting to get focused. The silence there from Alaric onto the Tracer followed by the sleep, but the Lucio healing as well. The big 2-man stun followed up by the Deathwing Q. Osprey there in the middle of the enemy team as the Deathwings move forward. Johanna got gravity lap. She's getting a little low, but she does have her unstoppable now, and she actually gets for the living bomb to the Tracer, who's going to rewind it, but she's going to come out with only 80 health, 25 health on her, and she's still just going to be able to walk away as the silence now goes on to the Urel as she's getting low now as well. Is she going to pass the bomb? No, she's not. She's going to stop in time. And it's so 25 to 18. Yes, I know. That was so close. It's just death there. Even after the rewind, I was kind of expecting some form of damage to come out there. Oh,
You're out
crazy.
here in the rest of that camp and getting a quick tap, it looks like.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
as the first objective will go over to Randy Newman here. It looks like they're going to 39 it and just look for maybe the level 7 talent before going for it. You have Can't Counterpick Stupid here in the bot lane. They were picking up their 7, pushing that in a little bit. And
Andy going down to soak that bot lane for them.
as the first Arcane Punisher is going to go ahead and be summoned now finally by Randy Newman. I gotta say, for all you in chat complaining about the Randy Newman games or Caster Nightmares, I actually find it a lot easier because I can just say Randy Newman for everyone and it basically sounds correct no matter who I'm talking about. I think it's a caster's dream. As the first Punisher will go ahead and fall, and all I got out of it was a gate. Do you feel like they needed to get more value there, or is that fine for the first objective?
For the first one, you don't get that much, so they made a good choice in picking up that extra soak, I think.
It is still neck and neck on XP here. Little bit advantage, but it's just really just the fact that they already got that camp. Yeah, they're looking at it, but I don't know if how much they're actually going to commit to it. There's a big sleep followed by the Alaric Silence, and the bomb from Tracer missed that time around. It did get a little bit of poke damage, but it wasn't landed on someone, and it does about 300 more damage if you land it on someone than if you just hit them with the AoE effect. Moving forward here, again, we just have the Deathwing into Yrel in the top lane, and actually Yrel seems to be losing that a little bit here as we, Randy unfortunately unable to get the sleep out, but he's going to go ahead. They're going to land the silence there onto Sylvanas once again, but they're not quite following up quickly enough with the gravity lapse. The Tracer coming forward, she's got the living bomb, but she's not going to go ahead and spread that. Telekinesis will miss on her. How are you feeling about these teams so far?
It's pretty close. They're still kind of dancing around this bottom camp right now. Level 9, no advantage for either team, so looks like Randy Newman's making the first move on the camp.
But it's going to be Johanna who's going to walk in. They're looking to maybe steal it here. Chaser's forcing the KT out of this fight, but there's still 3 of them. 3v3 down here as the silence lines on the Tracer. But it's the Johanna that's really the issue. There's the silence from Stukov now just sitting on the point, and that can be really obnoxious if you're playing against that. It's really hard to deal with it sometimes if you don't have the right setup to force pass through it.
Deathwing and Yrel trading pretty even up there.
Just coming down to that good old sustained game. It
is.
Mid-camp 4 Can't Counterpick Stupid is still pushing. Their mid-camps do seem to be getting more value generally as Randy Newman's focusing more towards that bot lane overall. Do you think that's a strategy of theirs, or do you just think that's something they just fell into this game?
I think they might have fallen into it. Both teams are spending a lot of time kind of trying to show their dominance in that lane, I suppose.
As 10s are not picked up for both teams, we'll go ahead and go over that after this fight is done. As you see the Savans, or Tracer going to go ahead and bomb the KT once again. Both teams just going to kind of throw a little bit, but not going to overly commit it this close to the objective for sure. We're going to see the Blessed Shield, we're going to see the Quantum Spike, we're going to see Sound Barrier, we're going to see Wailing Arrow and Ardent Defender. Do you want to go over what Randy Newman has?
Alright, Randy Newman, Alarak took Deadly Charge. Wow. Stukov with the Flailing Swipe. Deathwing, Burned Beneath My Shadow. Kilthaw's Pyroblast. And Mal'Ganis with the Carrion Swarm. Pyroblast mean, baby.
Pyroblast and really good at potentially just trying to force the Tracer. Tracer, once she rewinds, you just Pyroblast her. It will 100% to zero her, guaranteed. And the fact that she might not even have, like, once the rewind's gone, she's just done for there.
Yeah.
As well as the Deadly Charge could potentially do it. As he's trying to set it up right now there, he's going to go ahead and charge in. Can't Counterpick Stupid's going to get hit by silence, and there goes one death already. There comes the Pyroblast onto Sylvanas. She's at half health. I don't think she can land this. Is the Sound Barrier going to get there in time? No! And she's going to go ahead and fall as well. We're going to take another quick peek at that here in a second. There we go. So there's the first kill there onto Yrel, and then they're going to go ahead and chase the Deathwing as the Pyroblast chases at the Song. She just tap. Lucio tries to heal her, but is unable to get it in time. Now we see Randy Newman are actually going to look to 39 the objective once again as they steal away Can't Counterpick Stupid's siege camp here, as Deathwing's also sieging mid, and they're starting to get a little bit of an XP advantage that could potentially snowball here. What do you think was Can't Counterpick Stupid in that fight?
Deathwing had a pretty great setup with some sleeps and his Flame Breath. I know, it was all happening so fast, and then all of a sudden the Pyro went out on that Sylvanas and kind of just took her down, and they couldn't contest that anymore.
After we've seen both the two ultis we talked about a little bit before that fight in use, how do you feel about the Pyroblast and Deadly Charge now?
Oh, they both got great value. The Pyro does kind of force them back, and the Deadly Charge, he just went through half of their team. Didn't see that coming.
So it looks like Randy and Newman are going to try to finish off bottom fort here with that 13 advantage that they have. King Counterpick Stupid went mid to try to get that soak, and they're going to go ahead and get the first fort of the game. King Counterpick Stupid are looking to maybe chase that. They're going to go ahead and just stop, try to save their well here, as Randy and Newman are going to go ahead and pick up bottom camp. Once again, focusing this bottom camp.
This bottom lane.
If only there was a boss down here for these teams to be going for
I
later.
know.
As they're going to grab the laps the Lucio. They're going to get the telekinesis,
yeah.
but the Johanna's going to interrupt them before the LR can get off the Discord strike. Tracer's going to go ahead and go forward a little bit now as well. She knows that they don't have some of those CC options. She's going to get hit by the living bomb and then just go ahead and back out. She's going to dodge the Discord strike after the telekinesis, but there's another living bomb as Andy there is just kind of walking around that camp out of vision, throwing out that wherever he wants. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we'll take another peek up here as Deathwing is starting to win this lane a little bit. He's pushing the Urel out slowly over time, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Randy Newman finally going to show us a little bit more focus towards mid. They're going to go ahead and pick up that camp now, as it's now Counterpick Stupid's turn to push bottom lane. Randy Newman going to come in from the sleep there on the side. They only hit the Johanna. They're going to get all the CC on her. They're going to actually burn through the Unstoppable fast enough for her to actually get hit by some CC. But Tracer from the flank is going to stop that fight.
If that hit anyone but Joe, that was a kill there. It sadly only hit the Joe. Possible Urel gank here.
The Deathwing was also there. Well, both teams just kind of going back to standard, just neutral play a little bit. But Deathwing is actually still coming down here. Johanna's going to now see him walking down here, as well as now King Counterpick Stupid are just going to take the long way around a little bit, play it a little bit safe. But this is a 4v4 setup still, as KT is in the bot lane. Now it's a 5v4 in favor of King Counterpick Stupid. They're going to move forward. The Deadly Charge charged up, and it's going to go through all 5 members of King Counterpick. But there's the Lucio ulting now. Randy Newman there in trouble, but this is going to be the Deathwing who's threatening the Lucio, who's down to 150 health. He's going to start healing up, and King Counterpick Stupid are forced back out. They used all their ultimates there.
That was a lot of ults right before this objective here by both teams. Pyro is still available, though.
As is Cataclysm from the Deathwing, which could be very good zoning onto this objective point. Do you feel like just because they have the 2 ults available that this is going to go in favor of Randy Newman once again?
I don't necessarily think so. Just takes one misposition of either side, maybe.
Randy Newman's able to pick up 16 here, as Counterpick Stupid are still looking for it while using the using Osprey there in the mid lane on the Urel. Deathwing's going to drop down out of the sky. He does have Firestorm there on it. They're going in on the Lucio, and they were able to CC him underneath that Stukov silence in time to go ahead and kill him off. 16 is now picked up for Counterpick Stupid. Deathwing's down to half health, down to under a quarter health. He's trying to heal up here as he backs off. There's a big stun coming in from the sideline as the Stukov swipe comes out as well for the disengage. KT's going to start taking some damage there from the Tracer.
We're kind of staggering the ults. Now it looks like Can't Counterpick Stupid has their ults up for the next engage, and Randy's down a couple ults.
But Randy still have the same 2 ults that they started with. Yeah. They still have Higher Blast and Cataclysm.
Okay, let's see.
Deathwing is in the air. He can drop about now. He should be able to, as the Blessed Shield comes out once again. It's going to go ahead and finish off the KT here. And now the Johanna's taking damage. Here comes the Deathwing out of the sky. The dive forward once again from the Alaric down to 700 health. There with the shield. The Urel's getting low as well. And now it's the Deathwing in trouble, but it's the Sylvanas who's left alive in the back so far. We still have the Pyroblast available. They're trying to force this rewinding out of Tracer, but the Deathwing's going to go ahead and fall too fast for that. Looks like Mal'Ganis wants to do the objective a little bit more than the rest of his team is now. He's in trouble. Or not really in trouble, but Tracer's going to take a little bit of damage there. These fights are going a little bit long right now.
They are.
Now Osprey's going to jump forward on that Urel, but there's going to be pulled underneath the tower with the minus armor. It might be enough, but she's got the absorbing in time. But she didn't absorb a whole lot, so she's still kind of low on health, but She's going to take damage once again, and they keep using the Alaric combo on her. They do have the mocking strikes there on Alaric, so he's going to get some CDR from all of that as well.
Shrine is close for Can't Counterpick Stupid. Only 4 more.
3. And they're going to go ahead and finish it off there with the Johanna punish. He did go Roar. Now, in the past, recently, I have been talking about how Roar is the least picked talent and the least effective talent of that tier. I have since been corrected on that with the math, and it turns out it is the most, statistically speaking, the most commonly beneficial talent to take at that tier. Followed by hammers, which are better in team fights generally, but it takes a little bit of time as these teams are kind of fighting on this fort a little bit more than you might expect. But it is a Frozen Punisher, and they do have Sylvanas, so they do have quite a few ways of turning it off there. Tracer is moving forward, but there's a big 2-man sleep, and then the die forward from Alaric, but unfortunately he's going to move to the Discord Strike. He's going to telekinesis himself out. Another big root coming out from this Punisher. He's landed like 3 or 4 big roots so far.
I know. Punisher MVP.
And now the teams are moving forward. They're trying to focus down the Mal'Ganis a little bit.
It's a 5v4.
But here comes the Cataclysm now. But they're going to back off the speed boost away from the Lucio to help his team out, but it was the fort that fell.
So far the map is looking pretty even at the moment.
Yes, as the teams are now kind of meeting up in the mid here. There's no Alaric here on the side of Randy Newman just yet, but it looks like they're going to focus more on the wave clear. Can't Counterpick Super are going to pick up their camp here. Osprey is going to once again head towards the bot lane. Most important lane in this game.
It is. Prioritize that bot lane, guys.
Do you see any talents that anyone has that you think are unusual or might be like something that they may have picked specifically for this setup?
I don't know too much.
Die forward onto KT. He's going to have to pop his mana addict, but he's going to just get deleted there at the end. Let's watch that again.
The only one I see that stands out is the Subwoofer by Lucio.
Jump forward from the Urel, then knock back into Johanna. The Lucio slow, and it's just too much for him. He just gets deleted there, as the teams are still kind of mooshing forward here, but they're not really overly committing to underneath these forts. The forts are really strong now. Like, they're
Silva also took Merc Queen, so these guys are pretty strong down here.
They're still pushing forward, and underneath this, they're going to go ahead and miss the Tracer Bomb, unfortunately, but the Sylvanas is now turning off the building. The sleep onto Sylvanas there, and Lucio to try to keep that from happening. Now they're forcing the Tracer to eat some damage. She's down to half health now. She doesn't have her 20 rewind. She can't just burst it back up, so Lucio, we're going to go ahead and heal that up. They're trying to finish this fort off as soon as they do it, but there's the Deathwing dropping out of the sky. Once again onto the enemy. The Alaric was charging his charge, but didn't let it loose because they moved so far back. As we continue the race to 20, Can't Counterpick Stupid. We'll go ahead and pick it up.
Oh, KT, careful, buddy.
Looks like Can't Counterpick Stupid are just playing get all the forts now.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. They have a Sylvanas, so they might as well do it, you know. Next objective will be mid here. We don't know which one it is yet. It should cycle back potentially to a Arcane Punisher. Arcane was first. Its least likely is the Frozen, but it could be technically any of the 3. I believe it's going to be Infernal, but we won't know for another 25 seconds. As the teams are once again fighting, and Randy Newman got down to half health there. This Urel's starting to output some serious damage, especially with the 7% burst there. As she dives forward and instantly gets silenced there. But it's the Sylvanas off to the side that really seems to be the issue. There's the Absorbing. Alaric's going down soon, down to 350 health. He's going to go ahead and get burst healed there by the Stukov. Deathwing getting low as well. He's down under a quarter health. They're trying to focus down Can't Counterpick Stupid, but they can't do it. Sylvanas turning off the building once again, dodging around the KT abilities, and they're going to go ahead and drop that forward as well.
That's pretty big to get that down for this next objective, but look at top. I mean, that camp did a lot of work right there.
It did. Urel's up there trying to clean it up. This could be Randy Newman's chance to move back in for this fight. They are still up kills on the side of Randy Newman, but they're not able to capitalize them as much because they don't have that Sylvanas.
The Shrine's going pretty quickly. They're already at 15.
All of Randy Newman are here. The Urel's still showing in the top lanes. They're moving in with the sleep there. Here comes the Deathwing out of the sky. They were going in onto the Tracer. They're going to catch her in the gravity lapse after the rewind, but are unable to finish her off. There's the counter strike though. Going to go and finish her off as well with the 20 picked up by Alaric there. As now the Randy Newman are kind of forcing them out of this fight. They're still pushing forward here on the side. Can't Counterpick stupid there, trying to get out that Aurak a little bit. Savanas is coming back around now. And that looks like they're going to finish off the fight there. On the side of Can't Counterpick stupid, we're going to watch a little bit longer here.
Okay, Urel's going back bot to get that soap.
Right. Let's take a little peek here. I think I saved something of this fight. I don't know how much I actually caught. So we see the Deathwing there. We going forward. We see the there's nothing there left for that. As Randy Newman are gonna push forward. This is gonna be a quick fort here. It is the Mortar Punisher, in fact, not the Arcane. So it didn't do it's not following the. They didn't luck in that it went in a complete cycle order. It got pulled back. Urel jumping forward into the backline there. She's going to get slept, but she's going to get woken up pretty fast by the Deathwing AoE damage. She's trying to just cause distractions here from Randy Newman so that way they can't maybe finish off this keep here. This Can't Counterpick Stupid would probably like to keep all their keeps, if I had to guess.
Oh, big stun on the Punisher.
Big John Cena jump there, the Unstoppable being popped there onto Urel. Fortunately did not go, she went Sephiroth, but she didn't go the Hearth talent.
They're going a quick camp pickup here.
Trying to steal away Can't Counterpick Stupid here as they take this Rooster.
I think Can't Counterpick thought they went to this camp, but
yeah,
those sneaky Randys went top.
Yeah, unfortunately that camp doesn't push top port at any point, so that's kind of lame. But at least it will stall the wave for them, and they can go ahead and just finish it off themselves. This Can't Counterpick Stupid took theirs.
Making the move.
It looks like they're gonna go try to steal away a keep now from Randy Newman's. Johanna's going to start with the tanking. Now the Savannah's passive is going to come out. There's the Deathwing jumping out of the sky. He's actually going to drop into the Savannah's W there to get a little bit of damage taken away. He's trying to zone them off, but they're going to go ahead and get the whole keep wall there.
Entire wall.
Here comes the Cataclysm. How much is Randy Newman going to be willing to commit here? As the Stukov comes in from the side, Tracer Bomb's going to go ahead and miss there. They're still chasing him back. Lucio's trying to heal. Now he's going to go ahead and give the movement speed to Savannah's going to get slept out from getting the second one. No, she's going to get it in time. She got woken up by the telekinesis just a hair too soon. That's what happens when you spam that ability. Let's watch that getaway again.
The great escape.
The teams are actually... We're going to have to swap back to the live here in just a second. As the teams are fighting, there goes Galganus. Sorry if you missed that in the smaller screen there. But man, these teams are fighting so hard over this. As much as they can. There's the Tracer Force. She's trying to whittle down the Deathwing the best she can. Stukov, Gravity Lapse miss as well. They're still pushing forward there. There's the raw Discord strike onto Tracer landing to finally force her to back up a little bit. 4 members still up from Randy Newman, able to defend a little bit. Savannah's passive should be back up by now as they're pushing forward here.
35 seconds to push in this keep if they're going to go for that.
They do have Merc Queen as well, so they just really have to stand next to the Merc camp. Deathwing's trying to queue it down, but the Savant or Urel jumping forward. Now the Savannah's is there as well. They're going ahead and turn off that keep.
Oh,
this keep's just gone. There's no way for them to defend it. They're gonna have to hope that they're able to defend the court. Is Can't Counterpick Stupid are gonna back off, take away Randy Newman's camp.
Slightly getting picked up by CCS with these camps.
The objectives seem to be winning more commonly by Randy Newman. They're able to get value out of them. But yeah,
next shrine is frozen. So this is a big one.
Between the objectives is really what Can't Counterpick Stupid have been shining here. As now we're gonna have a fight for Randy Newman's Bruiser camp. Big silence is coming out there, but they're gonna be interrupted. The bomb there on
Galganus. Pyro's on Sylph. Does she survive?
Yes, she will. But there comes the Cataclysm out from Deathwing. Unfortunately, they're going to have to back off from that. But there's the big charge forward. Johan's going to be the first to fall, passing the Living Bomb over to Lucio. Deathwing still kind of wanting to go forward a little bit, but the rest of his team's going to go ahead and finish that camp. The next objective is already up, and I expect Randy Newman will just go ahead and start on this right away. They would have to concede a keep, though, at least. But depending on what else Can't Counterpick Stupid go for, they could threaten a core push here.
What if they threaten the core here?
Yes, you have to defend it. I think they sent Deathwing back, which he's in the air now, so 8 seconds later, he'll have to
does he die if he drops here?
I think if he drops for the keep, he does. I think if he waits for the core, he's fine. He's going to go ahead and drop down once the keep is gone. They can't CC him, so as long as he just walks away, he should be okay. He's going to go ahead and throw out a W for a little bit of healing here. He's still healing up. They haven't gotten him to halfway. There's half his health bar. Now he's down to a quarter. He's going to go ahead and drop there. They left KT behind to go ahead and finish the
Absorb
objective.
down.
There's the Wailing Arrow to force the Alarak to stay back. The Silence is unable to land as well, but at least they're going to get the objective as well for their trouble.
I think can't counterpick and still defend this one.
It should be at least a keep to tie the structures back up, I believe, because it is
But
frozen.
fighting around this frozen is super difficult sometimes.
It is. Randy Newman looking from the side. They are down Deathwing, but it won't take much for him to arrive there. Tracer's going to eat the John Cena dive, but there's the jump forward from the Urel, and then she's just going to get CC chained to death.
Oh.
Urel's going to drop the Lucio ulti, not landing in time. Now they're also down their big save button. Now the buildings are going to start being turned off by the Frozen, and it lands another two-man John Cena, and the charge forward from Alarak. He's going to telekinesis himself back after unable to landing a full combo. The counter-strike goes out, and then Sylvanas is going to get slept as well, but unfortunately not in the sleep range of the Punisher. But she's going to get hit by Discord Strike. Now the Tracer's going to get jumped once again. It's going to be close. I don't know if Randy Newman wants to overly commit to this. Deathwing is in the air. He should be dropping.
They're in there. They are committed.
Second now. Alec's going to eat the bomb from
Deathwing's
Tracer.
dropping.
There's the Deathwing down. They're going to finish off the Lucio. The stun there onto Tracer this time. And it's the Cataclysm out from Deathwing. A big stun coming out, or condemn coming out of Johanna. Randy Newman there on the Alec's going to get low. There's the Counter-Strike out. He's going to land it, but it's going to be the Sylvanas finishing him off. And the core's gone.
Bye-bye core. Whew.
As now the teams of Randy Newman versus Counterpick Stupid have played game 1. Let's look at these stats a little bit. Lucio
let's check that out.
Just crazy there.
The Urel XP was pretty significant as well. She has great double soak.
Stukov was 0 deaths.
Top damage is Deathwing. That kind of shocks me because he was laning a lot of the time as well. I know he was probably skirmishing Urel a lot, but still, that's quite a bit of damage there.
Take a peek at the end of that game once again. You can see the core there at 45%, just dropping down very rapidly as the Deathwing was just queuing it. That's really all it took, was just they were focusing the core. That's the power of focusing core.
The power of clicking.
Yes. I'm not getting distracted by the fact that enemies are there. Also, thank you, Zextras, for gifting a tier 1 sub to Zool Rules.
Zool Rules does really rule. You rock, man.
He's everywhere. They're awesome. Everywhere, I should say.
Yeah, who are you? Man, we gotta interview you. Forget these teams.
Alright, so now that can't counterpick stupid. Putting the S's in the wrong spot. Where do you think their plan is going forward? Do you think they're going to take a map pick, or are you going to stick with first pick here?
I think they're going to go with first pick. What do you think, Madge?
Before we get into that, I just want to remind everyone that at the end of the series, so whether it's at the end of the next game if Randy's 2-0, or if we go to game 3 at the end of that, before the interview, I will be posting a link into chat, which is a link to a survey where you can go and you can, it's from NGS, and they want you to review the casters, so that way we can get feedback, as well as NGS can get feedback of what you guys, the community, want. Also, other note, I don't see the highlighted messages from @Nexus commentaries. I see highlighted messages from @Majesty007 because I'm not actually logged into the Nexus commentaries account. I'm logged in with my personal Twitch account because it's just easier that way. And I do read chat. I just don't necessarily talk about it in the middle of the game. And Lily says hi, Tuna.
Lily, hi. I love seeing Lily here.
Alright, as for me, I think Counterpick Stupid have to... I feel like they just have to go with a map pick and just pick a map. Because Randy Newman already showed that they don't prioritize the first pick because they opted for map pick when they won coin flip. So I just feel like you have to go into the route where it allows you to get that last counter pick, especially into a team like Randy Newman, who are known for their crazy off-the-wall, non-meta drafts.
Okay, that's a good strategy. I like that.
I mean, I don't know where else. I mean, you could go into first pick again, but they first picked Sylvanas, and then
They did.
they got a lot of value out of Sylvanas.
They did.
If I'm Randy Newman, I might even consider banning it, even though we won, because it was an issue. Like, majority of Can't Counterpick Stupid's value was for the Sylvanas.
They used it very well, yeah. I just think overall, those fights, oh my god, the burst from, like, if you got pulled into the Alarak, you were just blown up by the KT, and oh my gosh, so bursty. Even the Lucio he only has one shield every, what, 70 seconds? What's the cooldown?
Something like
mean,
70. It's
so
not
bursty.
that long. It's usually up every fight, just about. I mean, do you think there's something from Randy Newman that you have to ban out going forward? Is it like the RX too strong? Like, what in their comp was kind of like the big issue there for Can't Counterpick?
I think if I had to pick one, I think the Alarak was getting a lot of great pulls onto the Tracer, whose health pool is so small that if you happen to get pulled, the blow up. So I would ban that Alarak. Very well played.
Chat wants to know where's Tuna's bow tie.
Tuna doesn't have a bow tie.
You should have said something. I could have let you borrow one. I like the photo of the farmer behind Tuna.
Farmer? That's not a farmer. Shout out to Drogo for making me the Malthael painting. Farmer Malthael.
And to answer all of you who are now questioning what the juice was, it's a white grape peach.
Match with the juice. Let's get an instant replay.
No, thank you. Actually, instant replay does cover everything. We're going to Towers of Doom.
Towers.
So, I don't know who picked it yet. Instant replay the juice. Instant replay the juice. Towers of Doom. Well, how does this map play out? Let's refocus here a little bit.
Oh my gosh, this map gives me anxiety. I'm telling you. Oh,
why is that? What's the anxiety come from?
oh my god, you could have a game that's literally like, what, like 40-4, and you can like come back from anything on this map. Like, it's a map where you can either choke or you can just come back. So it's an exciting one.
Hong Fu saying, "I'll donate $10 for chugging the entire jug." His extras with the tuna needs a bow tie.
Oh my gosh.
10,000 bits for one-shotting the juice. Alright. Towers of Doom, though, you normally play with a 4 and then 1, where the one person actually double soaks, has to cover 2/3 of the map. The 4-man really just focus bot lane the entire time. And we also see here that Randy Newman will have first pick, and that means Can't Counterpick Stupid opted for map pick and picked Towers of Doom. So maybe they have a strat here picked out. What are some of the double soakers available to them in this game?
Ooh, you see the Leo a lot. That's a pretty common one. The Leo, the Malthael, arguably like a Urel maybe. Sonya would be okay. But double soaking is very dangerous on this map. You can get ganked on those rotations.
So the other things, Murky. Sometimes we've seen Murky a couple times here for the double soaker. He's a fun character to have double soak.
Ooh, yeah.
Because he could die and just respawn in the top lane or something, right? And he scales very well into the late game, which is just easy. You know, just hang out to the late game. It's Towers of Doom. Unless you get absolutely stomped, you go to at least level 16. If not, sorry, I'm distracted by chat. If you don't get completely stomped, you're at least
pay attention.
You're getting at least level 16 if you don't get completely stomped here. As we see the Garish band out once again, that feels like it must be a target ban against Can't Counterpick. As for the chat fighting about me chugging the juice,
I'm still looking at this chat, man.
I will not be chugging it even for $10.
Come on, Madge.
I'm not going to potentially drown myself on camera for everyone's entertainment tonight. Maybe we'll do a special cast later. Now we see
Special
the
cast later.
as we see the Anna bend out once again. Now we have the offer of 8 bits as well. I think we're up to 10,008 bits and $10.
Oh my god, you're gonna be rich.
Tuna's room is very empty. She needs statues from
Oh,
Drago.
there's this. No, I had this beanbag chair behind me that I moved because it looked extremely trashy. With like, it looked like a bed with a pillow on it, so I moved that.
Tuna, your eyebrows look great.
Who said that?
Miss Windu Bird.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Wind Up Bird. Miss Wind Up Bird.
I played against her in it was like a random quick match game the other day. It was fun.
As we see the KT band out by Randy Newman, who were the team that played it this time. They apparently don't want to face it, as they're putting a lot of priority on that. What do you think?
Where's the Avatar ban?
Edge, your eyebrows look great too.
Ban.
And now it's gonna be the Mafia band out.
The
Probably the most I'd argue the most common double soaker pick on this map. What do you feel like?
Do you think Malphalace?
Yeah, I feel like I see Mafia more on this map than I see anyone else.
He's
for the
more.
double soaker.
It's pretty sketchy to double soak. I mean, I've done it before, and I hate life when people start ganking me. It's kind of scary.
But there's
there
the first pick,
is.
Abathur. Very strong in this map for the global presence. Very good at scaling into the late game. Able to interrupt the enemy's double soak or just rotations with mines. Really just all around a solid pick. He just stick his body in the top lane and just ignore it for the rest of the game, basically.
I mean, let's give him more credit than that. Come on.
I mean,
He's not just an AFK Abathur.
no, but you could put his body somewhere and then just hat the rest of the game. You don't need to like move around as much.
That's a cool Greymane skin.
As we have the Greymane and Stukov. How do you feel about Greymane right now?
Oh, I love Greymane. That's my biased opinion, but he's really great on the camps here, and he's just...
Oh, Randy Newman picking up Zul and Samro along
That
with
is
Abathur.
spicy.
This is going to be a macro heavy
Here we
comp
go.
coming out of Randy. I'm
How do
excited.
you respond to this? What, like, do you have to adjust your draft over on the side of CCS? Like, what do you pick for this?
You have to make sure you have enough wave clear. If Randy Newman don't ban out Johanna here, I'll be surprised. Because really, they're going to need the blinds to deal with them in the team fights. And they're going to need some kind of macro pressure. Counterpick Super saying they're going to ban out Uther right now. Randy Newman, I just feel like have to ban out the Johanna.
That's probably the best ban here.
Yeah.
Considering they played it last game as well.
The only thing besides Johanna that I would say would be Artanis. Like, you have to ban something with blinds here, right? They're gonna ban out Savants.
Oh, the stealth. That's a great
Alright,
ban.
that kind of, I can accept that. I don't feel like that's what Counterpick Stupid need for this draft, but it would allow them to just take buildings and kind of ignore some of those other lanes and just trade out buildings a little bit better. But you just have, it's like, Counterpick Stupid, this is a free Johanna game now, right?
There's that Urel. They must favor that offlaner.
She can double soak, she's very safe. I'm not mad about the pick, but please just pick Johanna. Alright, there's Johanna.
Joe.
Thank you.
Match is gonna have a fit if you don't pick that.
What do you, if they're picking Urel this early, what are they hiding for their last pick, do you think? Is it a hammer?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. That would be... that would be kind of ugly, I think. I don't know if I would do that. Oh, you mean on the side of CCS?
Yes.
Oh. That
Because
looks a lot better. I was like, on the side of Randy, like, Abathur had a hammer. I don't think I've seen that.
There's the Lily coming out as well as ETC. Someone in chat was actually calling out for Bloodlust. Like, Bloodlust is their healer, like Rhaegar, instead of the Lily, would have been crazy.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
You could also put Bloodlust here on the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid and just do DPS Dukov. Instead, they're going to pick up the Orphea here in the end.
Well, let's give Lily, you know, she's gonna get it.
I mean, she's going to punish the Greymane for sure at certain points of this game, right?
Man, Lily can be so aggro, though. It's like, you can almost...
I guess the big question is how many heals are Samuro clones going to eat up, right?
Oh.
Especially if you end up with 4 of them instead of the normal 2 because Abathur clones him. But anyways, we're heading into Game 2 of Randy Newman versus Counterpick Stupid, Division C West. Randy Newman currently up 1 game right now, as we have Randy Newman on ETC, Nandy Newman on Zool, Randall Newman on Lily, Randy Newman on Abathur, and Randy Newman on Samuro.
Nice accent, Madge.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, and on Can't Counterpick Stupid, we have Valcomer once again on the Johanna, Silma on the Orphea, Keladorn on the Greymane, Osprey on Yrel, and Madathi on Stukov.
So, Chad is calling for Johanna to pick the blind talent at 7 to increase the duration of her blinds. By default, I believe it does 1 second, and then it also increases it by like 0.2 per auto or like 0.5 per auto. I've done the math. You can add, if you just like blind someone and then straight auto attack them, you can get 5 seconds worth of blind onto 1 target, which would be crazy into Zool. I wouldn't be upset with that.
The battle begins.
Yeah, I'm looking through chat. Zool Rule says quad melee. So
5,
super melee on the side of
3,
Randy over there.
1.
Really, both teams are kind of melee, because like Greymane's can go into melee.
They are.
Orphea she tends to play a little bit closer than some other mages just to land those Qs and autos. She wants to weave all that in. And now we have 3 mines right off the back landing there onto the Johanna. She's going to eat the Stukov heal right away. We're going to actually see Block Party coming out ETC to help deal with that Greymane a little bit. As Johanna's going to move forward here. And it's really just going to be a wave clear game, I feel like, especially out of the side here. As we're actually going to see the Orphea get Zulrud and just blown up out of nowhere. Let's watch that kill again.
Landed.
Give it a second. There we go. As the teams are really just wave clear right now, but we see the Orphea dive forward for just a little bit. There's the Samuro on her backside, and then she just gets blown up like instantly. We see the power of that Abathur and Samuro together.
Looks like Randy Newman's trying to figure out how they want to arrange this offlaning.
I mean, they
So
have a lot of options.
Top. Yeah, he's making the switch top, and I think that's good. Samuro can kind of roam these areas a little bit.
Zexer's in the chat, Johanna falling sword, easiest game of her life.
Instant replay of loading the game? Oh my. That's spicy patience.
I did not.
Whoa.
We're not going to have those kind of instant replays. We're not going to overuse the feature. We're already going to use it a lot this cast just because it's new. We're testing it out, just trying to figure out all the problems with plugs. But it doesn't. Like, we're not going to try to overuse it and instant replay the entire cast. As we see the Randy Newman there going in on the backside of trying to catch out Can't Counterpick Stupid, but we're unable to really catch them because they're split up more. You had some going around the bottom, you had some going through the lane to keep the vision there. Samuro's trying to look to get to the backside somewhere, but not able to get there. Johanna's moving forward again. We have the Abathur kind of double zoking for Randy right now, as Orphea is once again picked off there by Randy Newman. She really needs to play it back just a little bit, maybe play more of like a W build style, as now you have the Abathur hat with the attack speed. As soon as she reapplies it, there's another big power slide coming out, and that was going to be the root onto Stukov. Randy Newman, their attacks may be slower fights, but they're able to just get people killed, you know.
That Zool route is just super punishing on anyone that walks up.
Here's where we have the first, what I would say, talent adjustment coming out of CCS here, which is Orphea going backbiter. If Chomp hits a hero, Orphea immediately dashes a short distance backwards and gains 15% maximum health. So 15% maximum health overall is just going to be value.
Yeah.
She just kind of feels like she needs it right now. A lot of times I end up picking the talent, I get to lake it, and then I feel like I didn't need the talent anymore. As we see another power slide there onto Orphea, she tries to combo out the ETC. I'm gonna sneeze. Randy Newman though able to get out of there. Saber just kind of spamming on his clones there. As long as they're hitting heroes, they have extra duration. Zulurel is just gonna trade out the top channels. Sam's there, gonna get low a little bit, but the channel in the bot lane, yeah, just picked
now
up
Randy
instantly.
He gets out of that.
Do you think CCS will play the Stukov as well as Randy Newman did?
Yeah, let's see. They could, yeah.
Right, as the teams they're just kind of back to that soaking. We do see both teams focusing the bottom lane. This makes more sense here than it did on Infernal Shrines. There is another power slide onto Rafia. They're going to bunker underneath the tower. She's actually going to go ahead and fall there to the tower. It gave Sam the credit, but I really feel like that was just the tower putting in work. Those archers on those towers recently got a big buff, and now they do minus armor on their arrows.
I was totally just watching the Zool, like, he is making aggressive rotations. He is going through their side of the map.
Why not? You had vision of the enemy team. He has
Yeah.
an Abathur head on demand. He can really fight as both teams are now picking up their siege camp once again. What is the value of the siege camp here on this map? Why are they so important?
Oh, because you can get that structure damage, and you want that bottom lane overall. So this is the map for that bottom lane domination. Just like last game, but you know, this is actually on towers.
We're seeing full like chomp build coming out of Orphea. She goes into insatiable, hitting a hero. Chomp sets to cool down to 1.5 seconds. I'm reading those talents out because I'm not used to seeing those talents as much. Like I knew the 4, but I didn't really know that 7 as well. As we still have 3 Sapper camp minions here for the side of CCS pushing in. 1, 2, 3 will go ahead and land there. Yeah, there's the big power slide onto Stuka, but there's not really enough follow-up. There's still only 3 of them here on the bot lane. They do have the Abathur hat. They're on to the ETC. It was hiding behind there.
Oh,
as the
snuck that top one.
Yeah,
barely.
Zool got it real quick. Urel was unable to interrupt it in time. Abathur is really aggressively positioned in the top lane here. Simuro going to go ahead and interrupt the Stuka as the Orphea once again dies to the Zool root there. As the teams are just kind of face smashing each other right now into each other. Stuka silence being quickly interrupted. Now it's his turn to die. Zool root was being channeled on him as well, or was casted on him as well.
The backline of Randy Newman is kind of low though, but
What
CCS
backline? They're all frontline.
Well, backline in comparison to where ETC was.
Lack of range damage for Randy means they get backed up a bit, even with their kills. The teams once again spread back out. This time it's going to be Samuro looking to double soak potentially, but the Zool's there as well. Randy Newman again could just throw like anyone wherever they want and it's going to fit. Like the days past, we've seen like Lily offlane even, or ETC offlane. Like, they could just lane anyone anywhere that they wanted to and it would still make sense. Now we have the Samuro there in the back there with the Abathur hat. As Zool rotates down as well, they're just going to use the Abathur to soak a little bit. Zool not able to get a root onto anyone, unfortunately. His level 10s are now picked up for both teams already. Where are the ultimates that we have on the side of Randy Newman?
Let's check this out. Alright, so we have Mosh Pit from ETC, Skeletal Mages from Zool, Jug of 1000 Cups for Lily, Ultimate Evolution for Abathur, and Illusion Master for Samuro.
Another power slide coming out of the ETC, but unfortunately didn't land on anyone. But the subpull for Johanna's down as she goes ahead and gets rooted there by the Zool, but the Stukov silence interrupting Cups. Now Urel's in the backline. She's jumping forward there on the Lily. Now Randy Newman's are on the back foot. Is evasion there onto the Zool as he's trying to back out again. There goes a mosh pit, but quickly interrupted there by the Stukov. Both teams just kind of throwing abilities. It's kind of a chaotic fight overall as the Zool root lands on the Urel. She got power slid. Now she's going to pop the absorbing though. She's going to be fine. She's still jumping around inside that team fight. She's out of her absorbing now. She's down to 350 health and she backs off there. Here comes Cups once again from the Lily. He's going to go ahead and keep the Zool up here. She's going to go ahead and let the Condemn interrupt to keep that short cooldown there. Stukov is going to go ahead and be the first to fall down to the Abathur hat. Meanwhile, Abathur Locusts are still in the top lane pushing and the fight's finally over.
Whew, no need to fight over objective when you can just fight right before it.
Yeah. We're not even catching most of these objective fights, or objective channels, because like the fights happen so.
It's the pre-objective fight, Madge.
Now we are once again picking up the siege camps because again they're super important. They're able to push down the tower and then keep pushing in the sapper camps. You're able to get up to potentially 3 additional shots at the enemy cores. Currently it's 32 to 24 on these cores in favor of Randy Newman. There's the power slide, but there's no follow-up. That goes to death, picked up. There's the bullet there onto Zool. Getting low, but he's going to go ahead and pop his shield. They're actually still looking to potentially move in, but Zool doesn't have a shield now. Lily does have Cups available. She is doing a good job of like getting it interrupted early enough. There's a 3-man power slide there.
Oh,
Now it's going to be
big
the route there onto the Greymane as the Skeletal Mages come out there from Zul. There's the big Orphea chomp coming down, but Greymane's going to be the first to fall. The Lily's keeping them up with the Cups once again as those timed out. There's a big power slide again from ETC. He's doing a very good job landing those. There's the Zul route going to end up being the Johanna death. Orphea must at least feel nice that she's not the first to die, but she's going to go ahead and die now in that fight. Let's take another look at what's going on here as Randy Newman pushed forward.
How do you feel about the ETC clones? Is that who you would clone?
I've cloned tanks in the past. The cloning tanks is not bad at all. As Randy Newman siege into this bottom tower here. It's not necessarily the most damage you'll get out of someone, but a lot of times just extra CC can go a long way. Especially into someone who can kind of self-sustain a little bit and has 2 forms of CC in the form of ETC. As we see CCS pushing up very aggressively into Randy Newman's channel. Oh, bullet onto Abathur also just feels bad. Now it's gonna be the Stukov's turn to get Zulru. That he's gonna get cleansed out of it here by the Urel. The Cup's out once again from the lady. There's the Mosh Pit onto 1, but it's gonna be interrupted by the Stukov silence, now absorbing out from Urel. Randy Newman doing a good job of not focusing Urel while she's having that open to allow her to not heal up as much. The channel was picked up there by CCS, as they're still trying to fight around this Randy Newman one. How long will this fight last? Is Abathur going to revive? Randall Newman there on the back with the Samurai, keeping them distracted, but Johanna's still pushing forward there. Mana bars are getting very low on the side of Randy Newman. I can't imagine they can keep this up for much longer, but CCS seems to have a lot more sustain.
Abathur's back up.
Now the move forward, there's the bullet there onto Zul. He's going to go ahead and use the hat. Stukov's channel once again interrupted by the Samurai. Actually using the clones to dodge out of that. 250 health left on the Stukov. He's trying to hang around, but it's going to be ETC going to fall there. Now Skeletal Mage is summoned out there by Zul. They're trying to kill them off so they can push forward here on the side of CCS once again. Stukov silence. Pushed out and then interrupted. Now he's trying to go for the channel once again. Samurai going to throw his clones at him, but unable to get in time. And both these channels were picked up by Can't Counterpick Stupid. It didn't matter as much. I mean, obviously it matters whenever you lose all the objective channels that you on the map at one time. But because they have that bottom bell tower
Randy
capped,
still holds that, yeah.
and because of that, there's still a lot. Like they still missed out 2 shots, right? So Randy Newman are still ahead by the 2 health that they saved themselves by having that building down there. And now they have the option of pushing in the siege camp that they're picking up, and that could potentially be 3 more shots in their favor, as they also now have 16 advantage over CCS. CCS is going to recap that bell tower before those minions show up, though. Now, it's... Are they going to try to push these sapper camps at all, or do you think they're just going to go ahead and leave them here?
I think they need to play a little passive around these camps. Mosh is coming up, so...
Randy Newman there on the Samurai going to go ahead and move to the back a little bit. Again, power slide going out of Johanna, but only while she has the unstoppable going. Unable to land a mosh pit either. Like, set that up. Urel and Zul in the top lane are kind of fighting back and forth, but Zul's very sustaining in that lane.
Oh yeah, with the Abathur hat, that's pretty disgusting.
We're going to see the second and last of the tri-objectives spawn here in 20 seconds. This is really going to be the big one that will make or break the teams, I feel like.
Where's that pre-objective fight that I'm waiting for?
Looks like they're trying to set up for it here on the side of Randy Newman. They might be waiting for the Zul. ETC doing the power play of waiting outside the bush, so that way the enemy team can see him.
Nice.
Samurai clones moving forward there onto the Grey Mage, just trying to keep vision on all the enemies they can. Try to keep them from figuring out which one's the real one, for sure. One clone down, now the other one. Now this clone there out onto ETC, as we see the Zul went ahead and picked up the top side there, and now it's going to be the crushing jaws there onto the actual ETC. The clone ETC is still there. Zul's going to eat the bullet there in the back. He's going to go ahead and root out the Grey Mage now. As Orphea goes ahead and falls, but so does Samurai. The clone go ahead and times out now or dies to the Stukov, whichever one it was. And now the jump forward from the Urel, and I feel like the CCS are going to take this.
Still a Mosh up. Mosh has not been used yet. I might turn and pop the Mosh here.
They do have Zul for damage there. The Grey Mage's down to half. They are slowly starting to turn it back around there. The root goes out onto Urel. And the power slide forward there. There's the mosh pit onto 3, onto 4 almost. Urel's not quite getting hit, but she doesn't have an arrow available. Unfortunately, they weren't able to kill Johanna in time. She's able to pop her shield once again. Now she's running away. She got healed up a little bit by the Stukov. And now the power slide on Stukov. And he's going to get Zulrud. He's definitely going to die here. He's not going to be in trouble. Even the swipe's not going to save him in time. The Zul minions from the Q going to push forward, dismount the Johanna. She's still going to be able to flashlight. The objective still just a little bit longer. As now your Rel is going to head towards the top lane as 4 more shots picked up on the side of Randy Newman.
So Randy Newman ahead on that race to 20 by an entire level right now.
How much of that do you attribute to the Abathur?
Let's take a look at that. I mean, Urel is getting amazing soak, so I don't know.
3 members of Randy
just
Newman,
the
though, over the second person, like, on the side. And I feel like it's
Yeah,
really just that summation of all of it, yeah.
Zul and Abathur are doing work.
Siege camps
Zulither.
once again being picked up by both teams. The imposing presence out of Johanna feels like a really strong talent because they're all auto attack. There's the bullet there out of Greatman onto ECC. He's actually stunned into the Orphea W there, but it wasn't quite enough. The root going out from Zul is actually going to go ahead and land there on Valkyrie on the Johanna. He's now getting the skeletal mages. There's Urel in the backline. No mosh pit available, unfortunately, for that 3-man power slide. As now it's going to be Urel's turn to get rooted by the Zul. The crushing jaws there are going to hit 3, but not enough to follow up. Valkyrie's still low. Backing off, he actually is going to die to the Zul Q, I believe.
Stukov would save that right there, but
fortunately,
still went down.
Now they're pushing forward, and it's going to be Orphea once again in trouble. Take a look at that fight again as we see the, alright, we're actually just going to see the Orphea kill once again. Poor Orphea, she's had like 3 solo deaths to replays. It's Valkymir, not Valamir. Different people.
Do not disappoint.
As Abathur's actually busted through the whole top wall now. Is actually starting to get that top bell tower. Bottom objective picked up by Lili, meanwhile, and now boss is started by Samuro with the Abathur hat. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, you could opt to protect bot, but there's really no camps to take right now, so I think maybe that's why they headed up to boss, and they're just kind of giving that bot up again.
Torbus picked up there by ETC as they picked
could
up
just
20.
push top though as well.
They could, and it looks like they're going to opt to.
Fun.
Maybe start doing like rotations top to bottom, just capping bell towers, going for the 6 cap pressure. How do you feel about the cup upgrade out of Lili over like the Mist Weaver?
I've never really taken that one. I always take the Mist Weavers, but considering like you're already down a player, you're just kind of getting more value with the cups because you
This
have
could be a
the
big
Abathur.
caution of ETC. He does have it available. He does also have Torbus. He's going to power slide 2. Greatmane's still trying to focus down the building here as the skeletal mages are on the back. There's the root there onto the Orphea. Greatmane's going to go ahead and finish up the bell tower. He's going to try to back out. He's going to bullet ETC. He's going to be in trouble here. The power slide forward. The clone on ETC also came out there. Now the Greatmane's trying to dive forward here, but he's going to eat the Zulu in the power slide. He's just gone. Once again, top bell tower was picked up by Samuro, so they did trade out, so both teams still get 4 shots. If Randy Newman get both, that ends the game.
That's a rough time to go down.
It is. They're trying to
There's
burn
no
back.
getting out of that one.
If they retake this bottom one, it puts them in a lot better position. Setting the enemy to 2 basically means you don't have to do much more for the rest of the game besides tribute or channel 1 more tower.
They got a couple of pumpkins going top, by the way, so it's 5 on the side of CCS now.
Which means with this bell tower pickup, they only need 1 of them, so they're able to focus and concentrate a little bit better here. As Johanna or Urel is going to fight off with Samuro there in the mid, and we have the 3v3 here in the bot lane. Abathur hat currently being used on the Sam. The hive mind with Samuro is actually really good because he's able to hat Samuro and a clone, and so it makes it a lot harder.
Wow.
As Samuro actually kills Urel and then channels it out there in the mid lane, and Randy Newmans are going to take this series 2-0.
GG's, everyone.
G's.
GG.
Alright, so we'll show the stats for a little bit here. And we're going to actually move into
Oh, yeah.
the NGS And we're gonna do an interview there with someone
Alright.
from Randy Newman.
Cool. Let's scoot our.
It's good. She's gonna say booties. Didn't mean to cut her off there. Go ahead and
Greetings, Madge.
greetings. There we go. There's your rabies facts extras. You just had to wait for it.
Oh no, I've been replaced
With educational material.
by the rabies facts. Darn you.
Right. So, what are your general thoughts of the whole series tonight so far?
Oh, who's this?
Oh,
Hello.
it's
Hello.
Randy Newman himself.
It's Randy Newman.
How you feeling, Randy?
Feeling good. That was a heck of a lot of fun. We enjoyed that series a lot.
We
Hopefully
enjoyed it too.
you guys enjoyed it as well.
We did.
We saw that you missed. Newman is very disappointed that you missed the Samurai channel top on the last channel. He is very disappointed.
I'm sorry.
General
man.
rule of thumb is to watch the most number of people, and his 3 clones unfortunately weren't creating enough.
Yeah,
to
what
pull
about
priority.
his clones?
Oh yeah,
He needed to
True.
build like a Dota 2 Manticore, so he could have 2 more clones, and then he could have had all the attention he wanted.
but he had a hat though, right? That was an even fight then.
He had
Oh.
2 hats, because there was Hive Mind.
That's right. Man.
Called out.
Also, before we start, I was telling the guys before the game, we appreciate the interview, but we were always wanting to talk with Zool Rules. He is like an enigma in chat always, and we were wondering it would be way more interesting to talk to Zool Rules and the person who's like in every single VOD we ever watch.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if that's possible, but
Dual rules, get in here. You have been summoned.
I hate to put them on the spot. I don't even know who they are, but I just like I gotta throw some
The
respect.
Randys are summoning you. If you're out there, please join
All right.
NGS
We won't
lobby.
wait for the
Either way,
delay.
I hate to put him on the
ahead,
spot.
I went ahead and
And
private
yeah.
messaged him. All right, how are you feeling, Randy, about Game 1, Infernal Shrines? Why did you guys pick that map? If you care to, obviously don't give away team strats that are secrets.
I don't know. It's just the map we have. We've had a lot of success on, and we run a couple different things on that. And like a big thing we did last season was a lot of Alarak on that map. It's just worked well, like synergizing with the Immortal. And so we figured we'd get back to that and give it a shot. And so yeah, that was just kind of the thought there. We've got a handful of things, and it's been a while since we played Alarak, so why not?
Zulrul has declined your invitation to show up.
Oh,
Wow.
man. It's okay. I still much respect Zulrose. I still appreciate it.
Yeah.
Keep showing up. We appreciate it. The other thing too, a little behind the scenes, we played them in a scrim like last week when we rescheduled our game on Infernal Shrines, and we played a little different comp that was like very, I guess, unique. And so maybe making them think one way. I don't know. Probably not too much of that, but just like maybe we had them thinking one way and going somewhere else. We'll maybe say we big brain them like that. We'll give ourselves a little bit of credit.
So you guys ended up banning Garrosh in both games. Was that a target ban specifically against CCS, or was that just you guys don't like playing it?
We've had some moderate to below moderate success against Garrosh, but they played it a couple times in that scrim I mentioned, and they kind of bodied us with it. So we were just like, no, thank you. We'll try something else.
Fair enough. So a bit more of a counter pick there, because Valkyrie apparently is scary on the Garrosh. Going into game 2, was that kind of like you guys picked some, we'll say, a combination of heroes? Like, no, I wouldn't say any individual hero was like crazy off meta, but like the combination of them, I would say, was. So was that kind of your plan going forward, or is that just kind of something you fitted in?
It was. We had some. I guess when we finally got first pick, Nandy is still very high on Zool and wants to play Zool a lot. And so that worked well as someone that we could just like at the very least could double soak or at least just provide a lot of easy map wave clear. But we really like the Abathur Samurai on that map. And so when that's kind of there, we like to take it a lot. And so I guess those three in combination are not necessarily what we were looking for, but those are just like Zul just seems like a strong pick. Abathur Samurai is always a strong pick.
You just wanted all of them, and you couldn't decide.
And yeah, there was just we were worried about picking the Abathur first that we might lose Zul, but we still would have. I think we might have still had an option, but so that was like the only concern we had was which to higher prioritize between the Zul and the Abathur.
Why the Lily pick? Everyone was a little bit. I mean, a little bit surprised.
Because
not in a bad way, but
because in picking those weird heroes, Nanny going to the off lane, that put Randall either on Abathur, which he has 0 games on, or we had his
I would like to see that actually.
We had his Lily, or we have his like 30% Stukov win rate, which they picked unfortunately, so they didn't get to see. They didn't get to see his 30% win rate Stukov in action. So we kind of got choked out in the healer, but it seemed like a decent. I mean, there was some thought there. You know, I guess there is some usability with the cleanse and the blinds for some of their gray main dive. Like,
yeah.
I guess there was a little bit of utility there, but we thought as soon as we drafted it, we thought we really would have loved a Bloodlust Rhaegar instead, as we were in the loading screen, and we kind of realized that late. But it was something that Randall doesn't have in his very deep healer pool, unfortunately.
But apparently he does have the Lily. And the Lily did seem to get a lot of value with the jugs. Was it on purpose that he would pop jugs and then like a couple seconds in purposely walk into like a Stukov silence or stay into the Johanna down to get it interrupted to keep the cooldown low? Or is that just more of a coincidentally just played out well?
You know, if he was here, I would probably let him say that he did it to massage cooldowns, but that's just how good he is. He just pops jugs and runs into silences. He's just like he's a Healy main. Or Lily main.
Let's go there. Any other thoughts on coming from you, Randy, on the 2 games played?
I mean, it was just a lot of fun for us. Like we've just been kind of we've been playing a lot of fun characters and comps, and we haven't gotten some wins in the past couple of games. So it was nice to have some fun and get some wins, and kind of enjoyed it. That first game we played was like pretty much the same team comp we played a lot of times last season, and so we had success then, and we continue to have success with it now. So it was just overall a lot of fun games. We all got to play kind of what we wanted to. So
they were very entertaining. Tuna, do you have any wrap-up questions there for Randy?
I have one. Why no Cho'Gall, Randy? Why no Cho'Gall?
Why no Cho'Gall? I don't know. Maybe for another time. You can't play all the characters. You can only play 10 characters.
It was a little too try-hardy, you know?
Try-hard?
It was your try-hard comp, it looked like.
I guess. Well, when our fun characters... When Abathur gets banned out, you can't really meme very much. You got to go back to try-hard, so...
Sad.
Mustache Carl saying that the walking in as Lily was on purpose.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, super calculated.
Is that why he comped? He said, "Oops, I just ran into Stukov silence." Is that?
Shh, those are private team comps. Yeah. Randy, do you have any shout outs you want to hand off here as we're closing up?
Yeah, shouts out to you guys. Appreciate the cast, and we look forward to checking out the first installation of the instant replay, and hopefully you got some good. We had some good combos in game 1. You had a good combo of me face checking a bush and getting party boyed. So I think there was a lot of good. I think there was a lot of good instant replay footage to see. So we're excited to see that.
I have to apologize to the Orphea in game 2. I think we had 3 instant replays that were just solo kills on them.
Oh.
Because I had instant replay the first blood of each game, and then the solo kills on her just happened to time up the end of fights or whatever, so it's like they timed out to where that was just where the instant replay picked up.
I see. Well,
Tuna, do you have any shoutouts you want to do then?
Shout out to all our wonderful friends that tuned in to watch us.
Yeah, we peaked at 50.
I know, it's awesome. Shout out to Rabies Facts for holding it down for me on the screen right there. Shout out to both teams. Good job.
Shout out to Lily, our #1 fan. Everyone's rooting for you. Shout out to both teams for putting on such an entertaining series. It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Tuna Brett, for coming out and co-casting, so that way I didn't have to do all the talking all the time. helps keep my lungs able to refresh a little bit at least.
Able to drink the juice every now and then.
Able to drink the juice. Shout out to NGS for putting it all together, and thank you all for coming out and watching. It was great. I believe that was my personal peak viewership of all time tonight. I'm sure part of that was just because the teams, they're both very popular teams. Randy Newman's, of course, was on Twitter famous yesterday.
Oh.
So shout out to them.
Celebrities.
They are many celebrities of the HOTS community, up and coming. Keep your eyes on them. Can't
Nice.
Counterpick Stupid. Just filled with a bunch of great people, great players. Valkyrie, of course, is very well known in the NGS community. He hosts a lot of the interviews, like the 5-minute intro interviews that you get towards playoff season or the finals. That's usually him hosting those. Had a lot of fun last season when I got to talk to him during those. So thank you all for coming out, and as always, we'll see you next time in the Nexus.